Ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the Daily Update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market is up slightly there, 0.15% on the S&P. Nasdaq did make a move, little bit more than S&P. Semiconductor up close to 1% today. Dow's down. Small caps did get hit harder today, 1.2% negative. Transport's also down about 1%. Banks same. Energy and biotech did get hit much harder there, 2.6 and 2.2 negative on both of those tickers there. Healthcare is a positive. Home builders down a little bit. Utilities up a little bit. Retail up a little bit. Emerging market did get hit. Bitcoin is up 6%. Gold, silver miners continue to see weakness there today. Dollars up a little bit. Oil's down about 1.3. Treasury bond up. And VIX slightly up today. Let's stick with the spider 65-minute chart here. So, things that we talked about on the last night's daily update is that the level that we want to look at for the next potential support is 436, which is a gap area. We talked about how this is an important level because this is a level that we held since late July. You can see that gap. Bears brought it down. That level held. Another attempt from the bears, level held. First time was with the first short-term moving average there. And the second time was the secondary short-term moving average. This time, no help from the moving averages. It's a little bit different scenario today because you can see as far as the overall trend is concerned, in the short term, both of those moving averages are actually supporting the overall trend in the short term. You can see my first short-term moving average, my secondary, both of them kind of guiding this gap area. Well, this time, both of the short-term moving averages, the first and the secondary, it is no longer providing extra cushion here. We did find a big support, a big move on the first hour. So this is where we closed yesterday, right? We gapped down all the way to the gap area. It is no coincidence. It is no mistake. It's not a random occurrence. We came all the way down to here and then bounce very fast. You see that first hour move. If I saw the follow through on the second hour and the third hour, we talked about this exact scenario yesterday that we're going to see some sort of a short-term, micro-term oversold bounce, and then we're going to meet with these short-term moving averages, and it's going to act as what? Resistance, because it is the same application, same logic here. Prior resistance or prior support acting as what? Remember, these are all supports right here, right? You can see that those moving averages acting as support, acting as support, acting as support. Old support acting as what? New resistance, right? So that's why we did see that bounce right on that 436.36, 3 hours of rally, and then all of a sudden we slow down just right in that level where both of my short-term moving averages residing. Why? Again, not a coincidence, not a mistake, right? This is not a random occurrence. That is slowed down just right at that vicinity. So in the fourth hour, we see that kind of a weakness, kind of spinning top there. And then on the fifth hour, we looks like at one point in that intra hour, you can see that long lower wick. Well, we did see weakness, a lot of weakness here. And then all of a sudden that turned into some kind of a hammer candle, and it looks like there was an attempt to rally on the last hour, but then again met with my secondary short-term moving average. Keep in mind, these short-term moving averages not currently supporting the buyers, because remember, they're declining, they're not rising, price is stuck beneath it. So it's been acting as resistance pretty much all day, the second half of the day today. And after rallying, we found that support right on that gap area. We rallied up, not able to get above these short-term moving average. But then again, because these moving average were acting as support throughout July and first half of August, pretty much until today, now it seems like it is giving bulls resistance there last 3 hours. So what can we expect going forward tomorrow. So obviously, both of these moving averages, they're going to, act as resistance unless you overcome it, unless you tame it, right? So what buyers need to do is you need to see some kind of a move like this. And then, these moving averages kind of going like that. You want to see these moving averages kind of, change its trajectory. And then the price coming back down perhaps at some point here. Maybe it could come up here somewhere. It could go up here and down. But at some point, retesting it as what? New support. And then filling this gap. That gap right there, 447. Right? So that will be the ultimate plan, ultimate strategy for the buyers to kind of, dismantle this recent selling momentum, right? So that's kind of what you want to look for if you're a buyer here. If you think that this market is going to see new all-time highs sometime next week or, this month, then this is kind of the scenario you're looking for. Another scenario that I can kind of see is this, and it's very important what happens first 2 hours. First 2 hours after market opening tomorrow. If we don't see right off the gate, we don't see a strength first 2 hours, there's a good chance, higher probability this is going to come back down, retest that, and then retest 436. So it'd be very, very important when the gate is open, how are these prices going to react in this vicinity right here with these short-term moving averages, right? We must see first hour and then holding above it on the second hour before the third hour starts. We cannot see first hour during the day, first hour during the first hour, it looks like that. And then on the second hour, you see a long upper wick like this. That's not good. Then on the third, fourth, fifth, you're going to see a bearish red candle coming down, retesting 436, 435, right? So, obviously, if you're a bear, you want to see lower prices. You make sure bulls do not reclaim both of these moving averages and make sure this gap isn't gap filled. This is the only weapon that bears right now have. The big weapon right now they have is this gap still open. This is down gap, right? And these short-term moving averages. But however, as far as the midterm is concerned, if we kind of zoom out a little bit, bulls still got an upper hand as far as the overall trend is concerned and the midterm, trend of things. You can see that's a midterm moving average there. That's near to the midterm moving average. That's the midterm moving average. We've seen these kind of shenanigans before. So we have a midterm moving average residing at 432.43, and it is coinciding with the gap. So that's a double support, double cushion, right? That is going to provide extra cushion, that 432, 433 level, because remember, this guy has an impressive resume going all the way back to April, I believe. But you can see, first, this gap's still open. So you can see bulls still got some of these gaps that bears need to kind of break and then reclaim. So I have to say, in the short term of things, as long as we're still beneath it, these short-term moving averages, as of today with the data that is at hand, I mean, things can change quickly tomorrow, but for now, with the data that I can see, I have to say benefit of the doubt goes to the sellers in the short term and the micro term, despite the fact that there was some movement here. But in the midterm and the long term, benefit of the doubt goes to the buyers. So we're kind of stuck between this gap, and the short-term moving average acting as resistance. Check out that oscillator and see if you can, extract any more information. So we have a slightly conflicting information with the price action and the oscillator. So you can see how we did cultivate a lower low on the price. This is a definitive lower lows and lower highs. We can all see we do have micro to short-term downtrend development happening here. But my oscillator is telling me otherwise. That it is not affirming that with this kind of this property of bullish divergence. So you can see instead of this oscillator coming down and making lower low with the price, you can see this low, lower low. Definitely the oscillator did make the lower low, came back down with it. What happened here that with this lower low, why isn't the oscillator making lower low, but rather slightly higher low? And with that, we have properties of characteristic of a bullish divergence. For this bullish divergence to confirm, we must see the short-term moving averages to be reclaimed, to be upside. Bulls must to overcome those, you know what I'm saying? Those moving averages, gap back up here. And we really need to see this thing kind of advancing and separating, because we've seen so many times a whipsawing action before. It looks like it's gonna cross like this and then, you know, come back down. We've seen that happening to us. So this is kind of an early signal. So actually my oscillator as of today giving benefit of the doubt to the buyers, giving them a little bit of hope here. So what bulls really need to do, if they really want to utilize this signal right here, they want to utilize this signal and extract everything out of this, you know, signal. They must see first 2 hours of a bullish run. Gap up will be the best case scenario, and staying up and hold above these moving. If you can see that, you will see this moving average, not the moving average, but this oscillator advancing to the upside. And that might be a powerful bullish, you know, divergence reversal. I got way too excited over there. Divergence signal there, and could potentially get up here and fill this gap. But you know what though? All signals can fail. So it all comes down to how the market behaves tomorrow. I'll tweet things out and we go from there. It will be interesting and exciting to see. Either way, downside, upside, right? But with this signal happening, market is really making things interesting and suspenseful as of today. So I'll come back for you, you know, tomorrow's Friday, right? So yeah, so there will be no video tomorrow, but I come back for you Monday. But I will tweet things out. You can follow me at 2KKim on Twitter and Stock Twitch, and tweet things out. I'll let you guys know what I see with the, you know, with the oscillator and how our things are looking. And then come back for you on Monday. We'll reassess the situation. We go from there, right? You guys enjoy this evening. Good luck trading tomorrow. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you on Monday.